Hi everyone, I'm Lindsay. I'm here with Kyle today. Kyle is our head of design here at Toad&Co. And thanks for being here today.
You bet.
What are we talking about?
Today we are talking about vintage denim. Here at Toad&Co, we just launched our vintage denim on the website. They're Levi's 501s. At Toad, we pride ourselves on sustainability and all things sustainable. And what is more sustainable than vintage denim and giving them a new life? Keeping them out of the landfill and not even making new product. So the tricky part about vintage denim can be fit, specifically inseam. And lucky for us, there's a whole trend happening about raw hems. So what we're going to do today is show you how to customize your fit. We're going to do a raw hem cut, but that can also be a little tricky, so we're going to give you the steps how to make it happen. So the first step is just throwing them on and cuffing them to get to the right length. You can cuff them one of two ways. You can either cuff it to the outside, just get it right to the right spot, make sure and check in the mirror. Sometimes the big cuff can be a little distracting for people, so just go ahead and fold it to the inside. It's a little bit more representative of what it's going to look like.
And so Kyle, where do you know on your leg, like where do you cut it? Is there a specific spot that looks good on a lot of people? I know the whole crop look is kind of in right now,
Yeah.
So what would you suggest?
I would say do whatever makes you feel comfortable, whatever looks good for your body type. Some people like a little shorter, some longer, but in general, just right above the ankle bone is kind of like the sweet spot.
Okay, great.
The next step is, after you've got it cuffed, double check in the mirror again, make sure it's perfect, absolutely perfect. Always err on the longer side. You can always cut shorter, but you can't make it longer. But once you have it cuffed, take a straight pin or a safety pin and go ahead and just right at the fold, push it through the fabric, through one layer, and then just back out the other side. This will make sure that you have a nice clean line that we'll use later for cutting. I would recommend doing it on both sides of the leg so that you can really make it clean and straight. All right, so the next step, you've got them off, you've got them cuffed, you've got them pinned. Just go ahead and unroll. The good news is the pins here will line it up so you can make a nice straight line to cut on. So just grab a straight edge, a pencil, line up the two pins, but just make sure you make a nice straight line that you can use to guide as you cut. All right, so next step is you're gonna line up both legs before we cut. So you actually only need to draw the line on one of the legs. And as long as you line up correctly, you should make a nice clean cut across both. So as you are lining them up, just go ahead and make sure the leg profile matches up all the way down. Smooth it out. The back of the waist should be a straight line. And it'll always be a little bit higher than the front of the waist. You do not need to make the front and back match up. That'll make for an uneven hemline. So just let that sit a little higher. Make sure both sides line up. And then you're ready to cut.
So Kyle, is there any tip or trick when it comes to actually cutting through the denim?
Just make sure you're lined up and take it slow. Be confident. Sounds like a inspirational poster. Right? Right.
Okay.
So when you're done cutting, it's going to look really, really clean. But don't worry, just go ahead and start pulling out the loose edges, rubbing it together a little, and it'll look even better after one wash. It'll all kind of relax and fray out, so you just have a more natural look. So when you try them on, just make sure that you like the length. You can always go a little bit shorter if you've erred on the long side, but get to the right length, and then just make sure to try them on with a couple different pairs of shoes to make sure that you like it.
All right, Kyle, thanks so much. I'm loving the way these look, and I can't wait to get them into my weekly rotation.
They look great.
Thanks.
And remember, you can do it with more than just denim. You can do it with old military pants. You can change denim into shorts, just whatever you can do to keep apparel out of the landfill.
All right, well, thank you again for showing us all your tips and tricks, and I really hope this inspires you all to get out there and shop secondhand.
The wheels are coming off. All right, and then as you cut, just make sure it's flat, hold steady, and go for it. Just really go for it. This is how you do it.